Hi guys, how's it going? I haven't done a favorites video in quite a while, but I'm gonna do a March favorites today. I have a couple things to show you. Not a whole lot, but let's just get into it. We can start with some skincare things. So all of March I didn't wear makeup, but I did wear this Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. This is the oil-free version. It has 20 SPF sunscreen in it, and it just looks really natural. I mean, obviously, because it's just a tinted moisturizer, but I guess I probably just wouldn't have bought this before I did my whole no makeup March thing, but now this is a super good backup plan. Like anytime I don't have enough time to do my makeup, I'm just gonna put this on. I haven't tried it as like a primer. I feel like it might be a good primer, but it looks fine on its own. So just for days when I'm not really doing a lot of makeup, I'm just always going to reach for this because it's really nice. So I'm a big fan of this. I know it's been around forever. I just had never tried it. The other skincare thing that I have been loving, I think I got this in January, so it's been a while, but this is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment. It just comes in this, I mean, the packaging is nothing special. It might not catch your eye, but I remember going to the mall and I wanted to go into Kiehl's and try some of their skincare. I really like it, and this is my favorite thing so far. It's kind of light green in the pot like this. I think it has like avocado in it. It's kind of the main ingredient they talk about here. And it just feels so good under your eyes. So you just kind of tap it along your orbital bone or whatever. Like 3 people in the store told me, like, make sure you just tap it right here. I don't know why they knew that I like to just put it all over my eye. I do put it like all over my eyelid and stuff just because it feels so good. You know when you wake up in the morning and you're tired and your eyes just kind of like are uncomfortable? So I do like just kind of put it all over the place. I don't know if it's meant to be like a firming eye treatment or not, but I just don't care because it feels so good. But I do think that my under eyes look a little bit better. Now I just have creasy under eyes. I always have. Like now I look at Jensen and he does too. Like ever since I was a baby, like I just have this going on here and I just always will. So there's not much I can do about that. But as long as it's like moisturized and feels good and it isn't dry, then I'm fine with it. So I feel like this does help to make things look and feel a little bit better. I guess I'll go with the makeup thing now. I didn't wear makeup, of course, but so, you know, I've only been wearing this for 2 days, but I love this. I bought it while I was on the no makeup March thing and I just like waited and waited to wear it. This is the Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick in the shade Audition. I just like the name Audition. Looks like this. This is the shade. This is just like my perfect shade. I'm wearing it right now. It's really natural, so I don't even need a mirror. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I think it's such a pretty color. I was literally just counting down the days so that I could wear this. I feel like I will never need another lipstick again. I could just wear this every single day. I hadn't tried out any Smashbox lipsticks before. I haven't even tried much by Smashbox. I think I have some eyeshadow and like a primer, and I don't love those really silicone-y primers, but now I'm a big fan of their lipsticks and I can't get over how much I love this color. I just love it. And way to name it Audition because that's what caught my attention. Moving on to a couple of accessory things. You probably saw these in my last like million videos. I keep wearing these. I just love these earrings. They're just like little mint bead tassels or kind of turquoise. I got these at Target and I just love them. I saw them sitting out like right when you first walk in. They were next to like a purse or something. And I just love them. I love this color. I like to wear kind of simple like outfits and then just kind of have a pop of jewelry. So I think they're like $12 or something, and I've just been wearing the heck out of these. I love them. And I think they go kind of nicely with these. These are my little head wraps that I've been wearing pretty often. I've complained quite a lot, you know, about my hair loss after having Jensen. Like everything right here just fell out. And then I did a fairly good job of covering it up today, but I don't always. I just have like short little baby hairs coming in, and so if I want to wear my hair like in a bun or something, sometimes they stick out like crazy and they just look really weird. So then I just put one of these little headbands over like my hairline, and then this helps. This one is from a shop that I found on Instagram called like Kurza. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but I'll list it below. And then I think this one was just from like Forever 21 a long time ago. I had tried to like get into the trend a couple years ago of these and then like never really wore them, but I had a bunch in my drawer and now they're like a necessity for me. If your hair is falling out after you had a baby, I don't know, maybe try some of these, see if that helps a little bit. A couple of nail things. I keep meaning to do favorites videos and mention this, so now it's like down to the bottom. But I really like this nail polish remover. It's just from Target. It's like the Up and Up brand. And I like that it's just, the top comes off and then you could take a little cotton ball and just press it here, and that's how you get the product out. Because it's always so scary, like taking your bottle of nail polish that could ruin the tops of your tables and everything and like dumping it out. And then sometimes I'll leave the top off because I'm gonna go back and like get off the rest of my nail polish, and then I'll forget and like bump it, and it's just way too stressful. So this is much, much better, and it works really well. So forever, I think I'll just be buying this now. And then my favorite nail polish lately is by Kathleen Lights. These are the KL polishes. I'm actually not wearing one right now, but these are so dang cute. And I love Kathleen Lights. I met her a couple years ago, maybe like 2 years ago at the Fame Expo. And I've met Elette, her sister, twice now actually, at like BoxyCharm events. And I just love her videos. I think she's so funny. And her colors are really unique and different. Like everything that she's come out with so far is just a color I don't really have, so I totally wanted them. This one is my favorite. This is Zoe, and it's a little bit purpley. It's kind of like a purpley taupe with a little bit of pink in it. It's kind of hard to explain, but I love it. I think this will be next on my nails when this wears off. And then this is Brick Sidewalk, and this is just the best red ever because some reds are too cool toned for me and I don't think they look very good on my skin, but this one's really warm and I love it. This one is a little tough to wear. This is Caramello, and I just thought it was such an interesting, unique color, and it definitely like stands out, you know, this stands out on your nails. So I really like the formula of these. It's fairly thick. The brush is really big, so you can paint your nails pretty quickly. And she's coming out with more colors, so I probably will buy more of them just on her website. I think they're like $8 or $8.50. So in the media realm, I read this book. I finished it a little while ago and I loved it. This is The Hamilton Affair. Paige at Paige's Pages suggested this to me, and we kind of like read it together. And it's so good. It's by Elizabeth Cobbs. And I was a little bit like suspicious at first, like, is this really gonna be good? But then on the back I saw a little blurb from Cokie Roberts, and I love Cokie Roberts. I like her books, and I like her on NPR on like Mondays or whenever she comes on, does her commentary. So that like legitimized it for me. And it's really good. I thought it was gonna be about like Hamilton's affair with Mariah Reynolds, but I mean, it does mention the affair, but that doesn't really happen until like page 300 or something. So it starts off like with Alexander Hamilton as kind of a younger kid, and Eliza when she's younger, and then like their two worlds collide, and you kind of go through their marriage, and you get a little bit more insight into like how hard it was for Alexander Hamilton because he was a bastard orphan son of a whore and a Scotsman dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean. I apologize. Because, you know, sometimes you're just like, really, that made that much of a difference? But it did back then. So it gives you some good insight into like the culture. Even I thought like just like the conversation was interesting, like how like wittiness was really valued, kind of like flirtiness even. There are some things in Hamilton, the musical, that like, you know, conflict with this because Lin-Manuel Miranda had to like take some creative liberties in order to like push the story along. Some of the blanks are filled in this book. It's really well written. It's very like engrossing. Speaking of gross, the only sections that I was just like, are any time when authors try and talk about the marriage bed like tastefully. I mean, even right now I'm trying to talk about it like tastefully, and it just never works, because I think she's trying to show also that like, you know, there was no birth control, and so people ended up with a lot of kids, and that was just kind of like a reality of Eliza's life. And actually he does use birth control with Mariah, but it was seen as like a you know, something for trysts and not for like marriage. So anyway, every time she talks about it though, I'm just like, ugh, like stop it. But there's very little of that in here. Most of it is not. So anyway, it's really good. I really like it. This is me branching out into fiction. Can't do it. I only read history. I guess this would be considered like narrative nonfiction. It's not really historical fiction because it's based on real people. Oh, and then one thing that I like too is at the beginning of every chapter, she gives you kind of like some insight into her research because she gives you a quote that kind of sets up each chapter. And like this one is by General William Hull of New York in 1776. Let's see, this one, is Colonel Tench Tillman. It's a quote of his, and like he actually is in the story, so he was a real person. There's only one character in here that wasn't a real person that she just like imagined could have existed, but everybody else is real. There's like a Samuel Adams quote. So I always looked forward to the quotes at the beginning of the chapter that most people probably skip over entirely. But it was great. I loved it. I'm just adding to my Hamilton paraphernalia. The last thing, music-wise, is the soundtrack from The Shack. So, okay, couple thoughts on The Shack. I, as a rule, kind of hate Christian fiction. But I mean, I hate all fiction. No, I don't hate fiction. I'm an English teacher, I can't. But I'm just like, it takes a lot to make me read fiction. And I usually read like classics because I want to at least feel like, I don't know, I've read a classic by the end of it. Or young adult fiction so that I feel like I have something to talk to my students about. So yeah, Christian fiction, usually I'm just like, no. But about maybe like 8 years ago, I guess, my mom sent me The Shack. I was going through like the hardest time ever in my life. It was just a really difficult, weird time. And she sent me that book and I was kind of like, but I read it and had kind of an experience like similar sort of to what happens in the book. And so that book ended up being really meaningful to me. It's so sad, and if I hadn't been so depressed already, I definitely wouldn't have read it because it's just like it's the worst thing that could ever happen. This is probably not really a spoiler alert, but the main character's daughter is abducted and murdered. Like, why the heck would I want to read about that? Why would I even want to think about that? And now it's being made into a movie that I will not see because I don't want to see sad things. Like, I would just cry for 2 hours. It would be like, I couldn't do it. So I'm not going to see the movie. But my husband downloaded the soundtrack for some reason, and the soundtrack is really good. Has a couple of really good songs. He's just been like playing it from his computer while he works lately, and so I've just kind of like gotten to know some of the songs. My favorite one, I think, is called Where Were You by Francesca, how do you say her last name? Battistelli. And now weirdly, even though I don't want to see sad movies, I love sad songs. I love breakup songs. I love like songs about anguish because that's all I can really sing. I have a really sad voice. Like I could never be a pop singer because I don't have an upbeat voice really, but I can sing at I've sung at a lot of funerals and like not that weddings are sad, but you usually sing more of like a somber, like heartfelt song at a wedding. So I can do that kind of stuff. I can't really do very happy songs. But so I've just been loving this Where Were You song. Out on an island, SOS on the beach, watching your plane pass over me. How could you miss me? With my hands in the air, I thought you were listening. I thought you'd be there. Where were you when I had no one to turn to? And where were you? Anyway, it's super beautiful. I only like dealing with emotion through music, so there. So I recommend that. It's good. So now I'm gonna go do my other favorite thing, which is wrapping presents to send to people. I love gift giving, and they're just sitting right here because it's the next thing that I'm gonna do. So I'll just show you really quick, bonus. This girl that I have not met in real life, but I just know her from Snapchat, is having a baby. And so I got her these little baby leggings and shirt, and these are the softest baby clothes I have ever touched in my entire life. I was just like, she has to have these. The brand is Cuddle Duds. Cuddle Duds baby. So if I ever find anything else by this brand, I'm totally buying it because this is the softest thing I've ever felt in my life. They're really expensive, but I got them at Marshall's, so they weren't expensive. And then my niece's 8th birthday is coming up, and she is a Harry Potter fan like me. See, I do read Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter fiction. So I got her these little like pop dolls, the Harry Potter one and the Hermione one. I'm so excited to send these to her. I think she will love these because like what 8-year-old doesn't love these, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. So I'm gonna wrap those up and then go to the post office. I love doing that. Like that's what I like to do with my days off. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye. Feels like I'm falling alone. How could you miss me with my hands in the air?